don't say Tochi, yeah, jump the man, step them in the Hochi, yeah, chance on fan, call up the OG, man, I do dance, my son of Tochi, yeah, mind my time, I can the Koji, man, do my dance, I see the Fochi, hey, 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 bring him in, hey, 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 bring him in, hey, 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 bring him in, hey, 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 bring him in. All right, y'all, what's good? It's your boy Ariel. I ain't been Facebook Live in a minute. Keep it real, so we had to go live. Just to talk, just to catch up, Q&A, what's popping, get my little Facebook rocking real quick, just for the night. I'm about to read and I'm about to go to bed, but before I go to bed, we got to talk about building your own, build off your name. So we going to wait till a couple more people bring it in, right? We going to wait till Facebook, the algorithm, let everybody know we live. So we chilling. Listen, if you watching, post in the comments where you at, where you located, city and state, what side of town you on, side of town you from. Post that in the comments. You already know. Rep your city, rep your state, rep your side of the town, right? Rep your hood or whatever. Because listen, man, a lot of us, shoot, man, it's just a reality of life. And one of the unfortunate realities of life is kids grow up in the hood, man. Kids grow up in poverty. Kids grow up around the way, man. Kids grow up in a struggle. It's something that it's unfortunate. It sucks. We can't, change some of the unfortunate circumstances with life, right? We're just a product of the circumstance sometimes. Sometimes we're just a product of the circumstance. Sometimes it's not our fault, but then sometimes, we had the power to make a decision and to change our circumstances, but sometimes people get caught up before they have a chance to change their circumstance, before they have a chance to become conscious, before they have a chance to become aware of the world around them and the environment set up around them and the projects that they are in, right? You know why they call the projects the project? Because it's a project. Let me say that again. Do you know why they call the projects, right? The projects where people live, where low-income housing is, where minority communities live, right? Do you know why they call the projects the projects? They call the projects the projects because it was a project. It was an experiment. It was designed, right, to put people in an environment closed pretty much off, right? People living on top of each other, bad plumbing, bad housing. They put drugs, guns, criminal activity, right, in the community, and they perpetuated a certain narrative to the people in that community, in that environment, which made them then attack each other, right? They put alcohol, the Chinese food stores, right, the chicken, the grocery stores don't have, if they have a grocery store, right, most of these places are, I think, what is it called, where they don't have grocery stores. It's like a zone, but it doesn't have good quality food. I forget what it's called, but that's what they did. And none of this is by accident. It's not an accident that people are in poverty. It's not an accident that people are in crime-fested neighborhoods, right? It's not an accident that gang culture was highly promoted in these areas, right? It was not an accident. Poverty is not an accident. Gang culture is not an accident. Drugs is not an accident. Domestic violence is not an accident. Criminal activity is not an accident. Hating your brother, hating your sister, hating yourself. None of these things which I just named is an accident, right? None of it is an accident. This stuff was on purpose. This stuff was by design, right? Styles P said, I am one of one. See, I'm made by design, right? This stuff is not, it didn't fall out the sky. Peace, Kev. It didn't fall out the sky, man. It didn't fall out the sky. This stuff was designed. This stuff was an experiment, right? To see how people would react. It's like when you take two pit bulls, right? And you put the pit bulls in a cage and you deprive the pit bulls the opportunity to run around, right? You take away the opportunity for the pit bulls to advance in life, for them to grow, for them to explore, for them to learn themselves, right? And then you put a little piece of meat, a little piece of food in there after you deprive them, after you starve them, then you give them a little piece of food, right? And the pit bulls, they have not learned to work together. The pit bulls have not learned who they are as individuals. All the pit bulls know is that there's food here and I'm hungry. So logic, critical thinking, patience, humbleness, humility is all out the door. Now it's survival of the fittest. Now it's me against you. Now it's brother against brother. Now it's attack against attack. It's not, let's work together, let's share, let's continue to sacrifice, let's continue to build. No, it's I want all of this food and you're not getting none of it. And it's like, you're not sharing with me, I'm not sharing with you. So it's dog eat dog, right? See, y'all didn't catch that. Dog eat dog. Dog eat dog. This term is not something by accident, right? This is a real life term. This is real life situations. When it's dog eat dog, that means it's survival of the fittest. That means it's me against you. So let the best man survive because the best man will win. And it's not an accident, right? So that's why they call the projects the projects. If you like this video, if you like so far what's going on, make sure y'all share it. Make sure y'all post in the comments below where y'all at, so I can get a good idea where my supporters at, where my people's at. Because I appreciate y'all and I post for y'all. I share information for y'all. I try to help grow, try to teach, try to elevate everybody as I'm elevating as well, as I'm trying to build my brand, as I'm trying to establish myself in this world, as I'm trying to make my mark, right? As I'm trying to let my voice be heard, as I'm trying to be the best that I can be in my life, in my house, and for the Most High. I want to bring you guys along the ride for me because there's not a lot of righteous examples in this world, man. It's not a lot of righteous examples. You'll think it's some righteous examples, and then you start to follow them, and then you start to realize, like, man, it's a lot of unrighteousness in this world. It's a lot of wickedness. It's a lot of witchcraft. It's a lot of mind manipulation. It's a lot of semantics, a lot of politics, and just so much things that distract you from being the best that you can be, and most importantly, serving the Most High. There is a lack of God in the land, right? There's a lack of God in the land. Like, we got Bibles. That's a fact. It's an overload of Bibles. It's an overload of churches. We are not deprived of churches. We are not deprived of preachers. We are not deprived from pulpits. We are not deprived from Bibles, right? There's a lot of that in the land. But the land lacks the Most High. The land lacks God. The land lacks righteousness, right? That's what we are deprived of. That's what we are missing. That's what the world is starving for, because the Most High has turned his back on misbehaving children of this world for their disobedience, for their lack of faith, right? So there's a lack of knowledge of the Most High in the land. And we got to be able to put the Most High back in the land. Like I said, it's a lot of churches, right? Church on every corner, especially in the hood. You see church on top of church on top of church on top of church. It's like, how is these churches dividing up the money? How is these churches dividing up the resources? How is these churches dividing up the knowledge? How is these churches implementing their strategies to help advance the community that they are in? There's so many churches, but it's like, how? It's like, how is there still more unrighteousness in the community where all of these churches are, right? Like I said, there's not a lack of churches. There's not a lack of pulpits. There's not a lack of preachers. These churches are filled up with preachers. These churches are filled up with people. These churches are filled up with Bibles, right? They got the word of God, but they don't have no knowledge of the Most High. They don't have no knowledge of the Most High. They don't have no knowledge of righteousness. They don't have no knowledge of faith, like pure faith, right? Pure hope, pure love for the Most High, genuineness and sincerity, charity, the respect for your brother, the humbleness, the humility is lacking in the land because there's a whole bunch of mind manipulation going on, man. It's a whole bunch of mind manipulation going on. So, anyways, right. Let's get into what I was talking about today. I just went off a little bit on a little rant, but I got something for y'all. Because like I said, man, as you move forward, right? As you stretch your hands to move forward, always have one hand reaching back to pull those with you. As you move forward, they come too. That's what it's all about. Each one teach one. Once you make a step forward, reach back, right? Reach back and reach one. You know, somebody, I don't know if I read it somewhere or somebody told me, but it was a quote. It was like, you should always be in the middle, right? Like, you should always be in the middle. And I'm like, why would you want to be in the middle? Don't you want to be on top, right? You don't want to be at the bottom, right? Nobody wants to be at the bottom. The middle ain't that bad, but you might want to be middle class, right? If you look at it from like a social economic standpoint, like a financial standpoint, you don't want to be in the middle. But the quote says you should always be in the middle. Why should you always be in the middle? You should always be in the middle because you should always, one, have a mentor, somebody who's ahead of you, somebody who's been there, an elder who can teach you, an elder who can share with you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and the principles that they learned on their way up so you don't have to make the same mistakes. And you should always have a mentee, right? You should always have someone who you can teach, someone who looks up to you, someone who comes to you for information, someone who you can share information with, someone who you can help, someone who you can help them avoid the pitfalls, the lions, the bears, the tigers, and all the traps that may befall them, right? So you should always be in the middle. And what do I mean by that? You should always have a mentor and you should always have a mentee. You should always be in the middle, right? So this is your mentor, someone who teaches you. This is your mentee, someone who you teach, and this is you. You should always be in the middle. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. That's facts. So that was a good quote. And tonight we talking about build your own. Build your own. We in 2021. We got access to the internet. We have access to tons of resources, tons of opportunity. There is so much going on in this world. There is so much opportunity. There's so many resources, from just having the information, having a cell phone, having books, having libraries, having, access to different schools and churches in your area, right? There's so many opportunities that we should be trying to build our own, right? Build your own platform. Build your platform off of your name. Build your platform off of your accomplishments. Build your platform off of your voice, right? That's what we should all be trying to do. We should all be trying to build our own, right? We should not be trying to tear down, right? And a lot of people is out here trying to tear down. Now I'm going to share this last quote with y'all, and then I'm going to get out of here. But it's like a story. I don't even know what it is. It's a principle, right? It's a principle, something. But prayerfully, y'all get something from it. And it goes like this. There's 2 ways to have the biggest house on the block. There's 2 ways to have the biggest house on the block, like the biggest building, the biggest church, the biggest school, the biggest organization, the biggest athletic complex, the biggest movie theater, right? There's 2 ways to have it. And the first way is to build it yourself, right? Build it yourself. That's the first way. Build it. Yes, it might take time. Yes, it might be difficult. Yes, it might be hard. Yes, you might start building and everything falls down and you might have to start from scratch all over again. Yes, you're going to have to build it, but that's one way to have the biggest house on the block after building it, right? So the second way to have the biggest house on the block, way number 2, is to tear down all the houses around you, right? Tear down all of the houses around you. So if you want the biggest house on the block, you don't have to build much if you tearing down everybody's house already. Because once their house is in rubbles, once their house is in pebbles, once their house is smashed to the ground after you destroy it, then your house is going to be the last one standing. So your house is going to be the biggest house on the block, right? But here's the catch. Eventually, someone is going to catch on to you. Now I know where I got it from. I got it from my boy Jim Rohn. Shout out to Jim Rohn, man. Elder statesman in the speaking industry. Super cool dude with personal development and professional development. I love Jim Rohn. That's a good dude. So if you don't know about Jim Rohn, go follow Jim Rohn, right? So now, someone is going to catch on to you. They're going to say, hey, I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You can't fool me. You're not going to tear this house down, right? Because that's what the unrighteous are doing. They're building platforms by attacking people. They're building platforms by attacking religions. They're building platforms by attacking belief systems. They're building platforms by attacking those in their industry. They are in there to infiltrate and destroy. They're in there to take over covertly, right? They will pretend and make you think they're on your team, but what they're actually doing is infiltrating the system, learning all the ways, making the connections, right? Plotting and scheming in the background, and eventually they're going to try to tear down what you built. So be careful. You got to be cautious. You got to be cautious, man. You got to be cautious. You got to be aware. You got to make sure that you're trying your best to keep out the snakes, right? Keep the grass cut. Keep the grass cut so you can see the snakes. And this is why, hip-hop is it's very inspirational and detrimental at the same time. I'm going to say that again. Hip-hop, rap culture is very instrumental and inspirational and detrimental at the same time, because you can use the platform, you can use the culture, you can use the music for negativity, you can use it for the wrong reasons, you can use it to destroy. But what did Jadakiss say? He said, that's why I always try to keep the grass cut so I can see the snakes coming and I heat that up, right? So there's a lot of wisdom in the scriptures, right? Not scriptures, but in hip-hop, rap music. In the scriptures as well. It's a lot of wisdom in the scriptures. But I'm talking about rap music right now. There's a lot of wisdom in the culture, man. These dudes is philosophers. Shout out to all the great philosophers in the hip-hop industry. We just need them to promote more of a positive image, more of a positive message. But in this world, if you really want to get money, drama sells, violence sells, sex sells, criminal activity sells, the bad boy image sells. So, that's why hip-hop can be very detrimental as well, because they're selling things for the wrong reasons. They're doing things for the wrong reasons. They're not doing it for the best interest of those listening. They're doing it to the best interest for those speaking, those rapping, those making the lyrics, right? They're looking out for themselves. They're not looking out for the community, because at some point in time, we got to be honest with ourselves. And we got to ask ourselves, how much really is this helping us? How much really is rap helping us? We know it is destroying us. We know we getting brothers locked up. We know we getting brothers shot up. We know families is losing sons. We know families are inheriting childs out of wedlock, right? Families are inheriting children out of wedlock because hip-hop promotes sex before marriage. Hip-hop promotes prostitution. Hip-hop promotes, fornication. It's just really that simple. So We just got to be really wise in our understanding. We got to be wise in our dealings. We got to be very wise in what we choose to do. But other than that, build your platform on your own, right? Build your platform. You don't have to do it by yourself. Get help. But until you get help, just start building. Just start making your voice known. Just start making your voice in the community. Your voice is your power, right? Your voice is your power. So use your voice to help build your platform. Use your skills to help build your platform. Use your resources to help build your platform. Use your community to help build your platform. Use your community. Go to the Boys and Girls Clubs. Go to the high schools. Go to the colleges. Go to the middle schools. Talk to the people in the community. Talk to the people in your neighborhood. Talk to the people in the grocery store and see what's really going on in life. Start just randomly saying hi to people and sparking conversation. You never know who you're going to run into. You never know what they're going to do, or you never know what you can do for them or what they can do for you. I help people all the time as an Uber driver, you know. Part-time superhero, part-time Uber driver. You already know what it is. But I be talking to people all the time in the Uber, man, and I be trying to help bring some encouragement, bring some light, man, because people be going through some tough stuff. Like, I be, going through my own little thing, and my wife and my kids and my family, right? We all got our problems and our issues. But when you helping somebody else with their problems and their issues, your problems don't seem that bad once you really get out here. Like, it's hard out here. It's bad out here. Like, domestic violence is real. Women running from their men is real. Children running away from home is real. The gang street life is real. And to make it out, to survive, to change, to be delivered by the grace of the Almighty is a blessing. It's a blessing. So build your platform by building your platform, building your skills, building your techniques, growing, helping others, and serving, right? That's how you have the biggest house on the block. Don't try to destroy everybody in your process. Don't try to be negative towards everybody in the process. Don't try to hurt people's feelings in the process. Don't try to be all mixy and be in with the in crowd in your process. It's just like, it's not worth it in the end, and it's gonna, hurt you in the process. Like, do your thing, and your tribe will hear your voice. Your people will hear your voice. So continue to build, continue to grow, continue to be honest, stay out the way, stay out the mix, and stay in prayer, stay in faith, and be the best that you could be. It's your boy Ariel. Peace.